I think that most of the podcasts are done. I think if you're not a top podcast, you're done.
Bro, yeah. The bubble.
If you're not at the top of this thing, then I think you're done.
Why?
People with names, people without names, huh?
Why do you say that?
Because where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from right now? Whoever is looking to pump millions and multi-millions, established podcasts that are impactful.
He wasn't talking. He was talking about.
Oh no, that's over.
Remember when they gave Obama's a podcast?
Amy Schumer.
Yeah,
those days are over. They're only dealing with who is impactful.
You've already been proven in podcasting.
That's it.
It's like
that's who's getting it back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keep fucking throwing money around.
If you don't got an audience, I'm not giving you a deal.
Or you might have an audience.
But if you go independent, you can keep your costs down and make some money, then you can still win. Like, same thing with music.
Nope. People don't want to go independent. They don't want to spend their own money.
That part.
I've been telling Elliot Wolf to spend his own money for ages. He won't.
Rather take the check.
I told him to come with me to Everyday Struggle. No. He went over there to wherever he went. It wasn't Everyday Struggle. Who knows what he did? That Everyday Struggle mistake. What a mistake. I mean, I told him to his face, so I don't feel bad saying that. What a mistake. They didn't have an extra $4,000 for you. Brand builder. That was a portfolio builder. That was a brand changer.
Radio was beyond powerful. Another thing, even when it comes to podcasting, right? I was laughing at podcasting. For all the people that out there that acting like podcasting is dying. I don't know why they're saying that, but 2025 podcast listening is growing rapidly. More than 584 million people listen to podcasts in 2025, with numbers expected to reach 619 million by next year. Engagement is high. 34% of Americans listen to an average of 8.3 podcast episodes per week, and 83% spend more than 9 hours listening weekly. Video is redefining the podcast landscape. More than half of shows are now posting full video on YouTube. Podcasting is a booming industry. The market is projected to be worth $17.59 billion by 2030. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something else real quick. And I want to talk about radio just for 1 second.
So it's like she did
ad revenue in radio 2025. You know how much ad revenue radio made in 2025? No. $12.3 billion for local radio across the country in America.
I think their last phone was like an iPhone.
$12.3 billion.
They're up to 17 now, right?
Digital ad revenue is $2.3 billion, $2.9 billion for radio. Now, listen to what I said. $12 billion.
They need to donate that.
Podcast ad revenue. Now podcast ad revenue, $3 billion this year.
We gotta close out, yo.
So for all of these people who say things like, podcasting is bigger than radio. Radio made $12.3 billion in ad revenue this year. Podcast made $3 billion. I don't think y'all realize how much of a growing industry podcasting it still is. Brilliant Idiots been around for 13 years, and we were one of the very first podcasts. People like Joe Rogan been around for 15? You know what I mean?
People come. And I'm wearing my coat.
It's still a growing business. So, I saw, I think it was Academics, maybe Academics and Joe, I don't know, maybe I'm misquoting them, but I saw them saying how, the podcast industry is dying. No, it's not. Not in no way, shape, or form. Now, I will say this.
So this dude,
you niggas starting your little hip-hop shows. Okay. Everybody don't want to hear from y'all, but y'all got to be patient. I love the Need to Know podcast. Need to Know should have just been a little bit more patient. How many times have I shouted out Need to Know podcast?
That's not what happened.
They believe
what
the
happened?
woman is the other girl.
I'll tell you.
But it's not.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in on this podcast financial conversation that I've been seeing getting some circulation and rotation on the timeline for the last few weeks or so. There's a few podcasts been ending, getting canceled, talk shows as well, to my understanding. So different people been insinuating, throwing their opinions out there, or just speaking from their actual factual experience of it. And two of them was Joe Budden and Charlamagne. Now, that clip from the Joe Budden podcast, and I had that link in the description where you could watch that in full, it was from a episode a few weeks ago that I had tuned into, and I understood most depth what Joe Budden was saying. He's somebody that's ended, somebody that did it independent. Now, Charlamagne, as he spoke up on, I saw that clip hit the timeline yesterday from the Breakfast Club, where he was talking about the money that was still in it on the business side. And there's several levels and layers to this combo right here. And when I think you try to just bunch it all in one with a certain quick take, because everything don't apply to everybody in this. So I did just want to come give my own opinion on it as somebody that creates videos, does commentary, also do a podcast, have done hundreds of interviews in the streets. I'm in the YouTube part of this thing right here, but I did want to just give my thought process on it. Well, first, what Joe Budden had said right there, that one part about you got to put the money up. That's most definitely a fact at this point, because what he getting at, and you know, when you say money as well, it depends on what you look at as money. Now, if you talk about millions or the big $30, $40 million deal because you already up and rich, then that's over with. Unless you one of them people who is really like got an engagement set already, where those investors or those people that sign those deals, no matter who they already came with it and signed that deal direct. Hey, we looked at your analytics, because Jordan spoke on that. We looked at your audience. We looked at your viewership. We'll invest in this up with this deal right here. Them days is over unless you can provide with that, and you're at the very, very top. Now, when it comes to taking the brands and the advertisement, reading off the commercials for them, that's going to be there regardless and things like that. So Joe was speaking to that aspect, but he also said something real key there, like Elliott Wilson. One of their shows got canceled. He refuses to go put his own money up, go start his own YouTube channel and his own platform where he's dropping his own content and his own product consistently. In 2025, for the God of me, I don't understand why. You was not getting it at all. We just seen today, and this happened, like, I think Charlamagne said this. He did say this before the news came out that Ebro and them had got kicked off their show from Hot 97. Like, bam, if you're sitting around waiting on them checks, that's what brings me to Charlamagne conversation. Yes, there is billions of dollars of ad revenue being pumped into podcasting and into radio. But let's separate radio first and foremost, because radio ain't got nothing to do with us, dog. If you get a major radio station that's getting them billions of dollars, they finna hire you as an employee and put you on salary, just like they had Ebro on salary. So they can dictate how much you're going to get paid. You're not getting percentages off of them ad revenues. You're going to have a set amount, a set contract that you sign, and a set salary. Unless you was like somebody, I guess, like Howard Stern or one of them at one point in time when they was up in the game. And that's far here few in between, as Joe Budden even himself was talking to the hip-hop demographic. Of course, all those other lanes and other types of podcasts and sports, other things, yeah, they got them type of viewership numbers and that type of stuff going on. But in the hip-hop lane, not so much. And then Charlamagne kind of said the hip-hop lane as well. And he said he was going to speak about it more on Brilliant Idiots also. But it's just a lot to talk about and cover, and it's so much stuff that got to get broken down if you want to have a real conversation, unless you just saying, hey, I'm talking big $20, $30 million money, $40, $50 million money, not this type of money, because to me, it's like, bro, it's bread to make in it. Now, you do got to build it up. You do got to sacrifice. You got to invest your own bread. You got to go get your own camera, your own microphones, your own space to shoot at. It can get costly, no doubt about it. But the money will come if you stay down and build up the audience. Could take some years, but it still can be done. Where you making a lot of money, whatever you consider a lot of money for certain people. Certain people, hey, that ain't no money right there. But certain people, let's be clear, most people in America ain't making $120,000 a year. Now, that might seem poor to some folks, but a lot of people, it's just, do you want to put that work in? Do you want to grind to get to that point? And you could always level it up, just like they said with the independent artists. Independent artists can do the same thing. You just got to be good at it, work hard, and you build your audience up, and the money going to start coming in return some years down the line. But the podcast market, the advertising that Charlamagne is speaking on, yeah, Charlamagne got Black Effect Network. You got that going on. That's true. People are putting that the ad revenue to y'all and y'all company, and y'all spreading it around however y'all do it, whatever. Don't need to know all that. But, fam, that's not something that a lot of podcasters are going to be having access to. We for sure ain't got access in our culture and dictate that $12 billion that's in the radio industry go to. So even in the podcast format, whether it be YouTube or whatever, we don't even know what they making off of us. We don't know how much money that the ad people are paying them to distribute down to us because we not at the top. That's why, like Joe Budden, he pushes, hey, get directly over there to your audience. Get directly over there to a platform or create that audience where you can just do things on your own and make the ROI come back directly to you. And I see certain people, they refuse, like Elliot Wilson, to go get a camera, set up the equipment, get on there directly and engage and build with the audience. It's still some money in podcasting, just that one lane where they was just dumping bread on people at one point in time. That's over. But, man, it's money out here to be made, no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to build for it. You got to go for that independent route. You got to sacrifice, grind, and stay on, and you can most definitely come all the way up. You can do it. It's just going to be a lot of work. It's going to be some years. It ain't finna happen overnight at all, but it can happen. People are still doing it. And not just, and yeah, it's other lanes where they are still getting them type of checks at times. Not all the time, though. Like, they ain't doing it no more. They want to see them analytics now. At first, they was just coming in the game like, let's dump a bag, Amy Schumer. Let's just dump a bag over here because it's Obama. That ain't happening no more, bro. They really want to see them analytics. Does it make sense? Certain pockets, certain people, they might be able to do that. But the independent route going to be the route now. But it's several layers to this conversation. I didn't see what Charlamagne had to say today about it. He said it was going to be on the Brilliant Idiots as well. Like I said, there's so many levels and layers to this conversation right here. And things can be applied and understood from what both of them said right there. Joe has talked about this more in depth, but it's also really broken down throughout the years with him coming up in the game and going that route as it not, hey, I'm not taking a job, I'm not taking a check, I'm building up the brand and things like that. But I can talk about this all day. It's most stuff that I want to just give my opinion on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying what's right or wrong with it, just giving my opinion and perspective. I'm going to talk about it some more on the live, but I think this is a conversation to have. And I can talk about it for hours, bro. Just anything that I done seen in the game, things that I done learned, things that I watched from other people where they went right or wrong yet, other mistakes, learning from my mistakes and just others. But tell me what y'all think. We got more coming. I'm going to talk about it on the live some more. Stay on your pivot for Shit Show.